Oh, beautiful and lovely gamers. My name is Jonal, as always, and today Dragonblade is on the schedule. Been requested for a long time. See a lot of these mistakes done when I private coach, and a lot of them just truly over the years. I did them especially very early on, and even sometimes now I still fuck them up. And I still, it happens in every rank. Essentially, that's why this video is so important. Even GMs does a lot of these mistakes from time to time. I believe that when they do it, it's a lot more because they mechanically didn't pull it off, or there was something that they didn't, they didn't calculate that was going to happen. But besides that, I'm going to break it down for you guys. This is probably going to be the only guide that you're going to need on Dragonblades if you pay attention, and it's probably also going to be a little bit advanced, but you guys will be able to sit through it. I'll try to explain everything sort of nice and easy from the ground up so that the advanced stuff is very easily digestible. Now, the theory behind Dragonblade is very, very, very simple. Now, you need to know the stats first, and the stats is 120 for just a standard swing with your sword and 50 for a dash. Okay, all you need to know, I'm only going to talk about regular blades. I'm not going to talk about nano blades. If you're really good and consistent with regular blade, nano blade just become easy mode. So regular blade, it is so 120 for swing, 50 for a dash. Now, what essentially you want to do, you want to only use dash, and this is where it is so important for two things. You want to use it for kill securing, and you want to use it for positioning. That's the two only thing. Dash is not a DPS mobility. You don't dash to deal just DPS. That's not what you do. Even if it's like I'll do the dash now and then I'll be able to DPS it later, and then right. That's not what you want to do. If you want to use dash, then it's gonna be in the end of the combos so that you use it to actually kill someone with it. That's the only, by basic rule of thumb, that's what you're allowed to do. This is just to make people essentially not screw up their dash combos and Dragonblades, because that is the biggest mistake that people do. They screw up their dashes, because, well, if you screw up your dash, you a lot of time won't be able to chain kills or get any kills for that matter. So when it comes to, we'll go over all the damage combo for, 150, 200, 250 and tanks, and then talk a little bit about how Dragonblade should be done and what you want to do. You want to be very relaxed when you use Dragonblade. As I said, don't spam shift, because that's a lot of time when I see diamond players, platinum players, even some of the low master players, when I coach them, is that it looks like they're holding mouse one down to swing as much as they can, and then they just spam shift. Every time they get into someone's face, they just spam out shift because they saw some cool Shatter 2 monk montage or Shadowburn montage, Seagull montage, something like that, and they just saw them dashing all over the place. Therefore, they're like, I'll also dash all over the place without thinking first. 150 heroes, what you want to do, you want to cut them once with the sword, that's 150, and then you want to dash immediately straight after. It's simple. You can also just cut them twice with the sword. It's a little bit slower, but it works really nice. It's a safer version, essentially, because what you don't want to do is, this is something that some people tell you that, okay, you pull out your Dragonblade, you see the tracer, and then you dash to the tracer, and then you cut her with the sword. The problem with that is that, this is why you need to understand your opponents. Tracer can blink and recall, and it's very easy for her when you dash her to, okay, cool, you hit 50 damage, and I'll recall and then blink like 8 miles away. You don't have dash, so you can't close the gap. Therefore, it's very nice that, you use either your first dash, the dash you had before the Dragonblade is out, or you just walk up to her, you cut her once with sword, then you dash straight after. Baby Diva, which is the other 150 HP hero in this game, is a little bit different, of course. With her, if you dash to her with the dash that you had with the Dragonblade, the only thing you have to be scared of is her getting speed boosted and you getting pushed away, or you getting CC'd like a motherfucker. Then again, that's a lot of time not gonna happen. So again, something like a Baby Diva, you can dash to her and then cut her. But just be aware that if you do it up against someone that has good mobility or there's a lot of CC, that you have hereby burned your dash. So you are risking, if you don't get this kill, you just ruined the entire Dragonblade by theory, right? When it comes to 200 HP heroes, there's much more to do. There's much more background stuff to it. There's a little bit, it's harder, but it's more that you have more options available. Of course, watch out as it for CC abilities and all that kind of stuff. I just expect that you understand that you shouldn't dash into the flashbang or into the sleep dart or something that I expect that's common knowledge by now. Or if he looks for a scatter, that you jump so he can't hit you. That's basic understanding of not dying with the Dragonblade, not getting CC with it. 200 HP heroes, by default by book, it's you walk up to them, you cut them twice, and then they die. That's also what you should do, like maybe 70% of the time. You walk up to them, you cut them twice, and then they die. That's all, no dash, nothing. You just walk up to them, you cut them, and they die. That's the basics. You don't want to dash, you don't want to do a cut and a dash and a cut again, except from one rare occasion. And essentially why? Because 120 plus 50 plus 120, you still need to do that last cut, that last 120 to kill them off. So just doing 120 plus the dash, which is 170, they still are left with 30 HP. You can't quick melee with the blade out, so you have to do the last cut. So you're actually wasting time and risking you losing the dash if you don't, no, if you do a dash in between there. So just walk up to them, cut them twice. Of course, if you, the first dash that you ever have, so the one before your blade, if you dash and you hit them with that, then they turn into 150 HP here, right? Because you hit them with the first dash, they go for 200, 150, then you pull the blade, and then you can do the same combo you would do on a Baby Diva. You can cut and dash, right? That's fine. Then it's fine. Because you have turned their HP down a notch, right? But still, by default, if it's someone like an Ana, remember that the Ana has a biotic nade, so she can with ease just drop that biotic nade, and then you have to watch out that you don't get caught off guard without your dash. That's why I'm telling you that, especially against people that, you know, are going up against Mercies, you've probably been the Genji that's like in between three heroes, and the Mercy can't just guard in angels in a triangle around you. Majority of the time, it's because people dash up to the Mercy, they pull the blade, and then they cut and dash immediately, and then she can guard an angel away forever. So if you just dash up to the Mercy or walk up to the Mercy, pull the Dragonblade, cut her once with the sword, waits until she got in angels, follows after with a dash, and then cuts her with the last swing, then you're good, right? Then you uses your dash as you're supposed to position yourself better. Now you want to dash the cut once, only in one situation, one style of situation essentially, and that is to dodge something while you're blading them. So for example, I use Hanzo a lot of time as an example. I dash up to the Hanzo, I didn't hit him with the first dash, so I pull up my blade. And now in book, I just want to cut him twice. Now he got scattered. I can see that he got scattered because he's aiming at my toes. So I'm double jumping and I cut him once. Now I see that he then aims upwards because it's very easy for a Hanzo to hit someone that's midair. It's incredibly easy to predict. And especially when you start coming in Master, you start going up against GMs, their Hanzo can actually aim very consistently. So then all of a sudden that's really scary. So I'll dash in an angle straight onto him, so I don't change my positioning. The only thing I do is I change from being in front of him to straight behind him, 180 and cut him, because then I use my dash to dodge the arrow that he was firing, that he wants to shoot at me, right? And I don't have to pull out deflect to block it, because that will take 2 seconds off my blade that I don't want taken off my blade. So that's like the only time that you dash through at 200 HP targets to dodge something. I see some people doing it against Anas to dodge sleep dodge someone, against Zenyatta's to dodge his volley if he has a fully charged volley at you. Some people do that. There are different reasons to do it, but remember that majority of the heroes you don't have to do that because you will out DPS them faster that they can, you know, kill you. So a lot of time just doing 2 cuts and then looking for a new target with your blade is much easier and much more consistent, and you won't fuck it up. Now I almost got mad when because I did some research before. I normally do that in my video. I watch what other YouTubers talk about. I see if this is a topic that's worth talking about. And I almost got mad when I saw a YouTuber saying that against 250 HP heroes, and I don't know if he's not a Genji main or whatever, or he doesn't just because he never had done it before himself. When you go up against a 250 HP hero, such as Mei, he told that, you know, you cut, you dash, and you cut because it is the most efficient damage combo, and by doing this, you will kill her faster, will save you more time on your Dragonblade, and you don't want the mate to be alive, and blah, 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 all this kind of shit. The problem with you know, it's true, if you cut, dash, cut, it's actually the fastest way to deal burst damage. You will deal the most damage in a short span of time, right? So against a tank, for example, by book, it would be the efficient way to kill a tank, right? Because you're bursting fast. Don't do it against tanks, I'm just saying. The problem with this is, okay, if I go up against Mei, I cut dash, she cryo freezes now without dash. And it's not like that's hard to do. You just need half decent reaction time. Okay? This is why 250 is hard. If I will go up to Mei and I cut it twice, then I can dash. If I land the second cut, I can, if you try to burn my dash and kill secure her really quick. But a lot of times they will cryo freeze after the first cut, or maybe even they'll cryo freeze right as the second cut lands, and then they'll cryo freeze themselves, and you won't be able to kill them. This is why it's so important not to do a cut, dash, cut, because if you use the dash in between, and note what you're then doing. As I said at the beginning, you want to use dash for kill securing and positioning. If you do it in between, you're not kill securing and you're not doing it for positioning. Therefore, it's wrong, because if you do it in between, you cut dash to cryo freezes, you are stuck around the cryo freeze. That will burn your entire blade, okay? You will waste your entire blade. If I use it in the end, or want to use it in the end, I cut twice, and then I'll dash, I'll kill secure, or I cut twice, and then I see the she cryo freezes, so then I have my dash still, so okay, I see that the Ana is over there, okay, I'll dash to the Ana, I cut the Ana twice. Now May's out of the cryo freeze, I got the Ana kill, so I got my dash back, and I'll dash back to the May, and now I'll cut her, like hit her with the dash and cut her twice, and now she's dead. Right there, I use it only for kill securing, or for positioning, which I actually only used it for positioning in this example. That's why it's so important to be very critical of what you listen to, because if you do cut dash cut against the May or against the Reaper, you'll burn and waste your dash. And it's really bad. It's really bad. It leaves you vulnerable. It does that you're going to be less efficient with your damage. It does that you're not going to be able to get consistently a lot of kills. And all of those combined is just super, super bad. Now, when it comes to tanks, you want to, of course, avoid divas, because it's 600 HP, and some of that is even armor. The Roadhogs, because he is essentially 900 HP. Plus the fact that, when he heals, he gets 50% damage reduction. So if you hit him while he heals, he got even more HP, in theory. Then you have, Rissa with Fortify, which is also a pain in the ass. If she doesn't have Fortify, it's fine. But when she has Fortify, it's a pain in the ass, because all of a sudden her HP just got boosted. Saryas are fine tanks to actually attack with Dragonblade. As long as you don't have Bubble. It's 400 HP. It's a lot. I'm not going to say it's not. It is 4 cuts with your blade. That's what it is. It's 4 cuts with your Dragon Blade. You have 7 in your arsenal, so you just burned your entire blade as good as on killing the Zarya. So you can kill, in theory, you kill the Mercy and then you kill the Zarya. If you want to burn your entire blade on that, then you can do that. What I used to do before on my team, when triple tank was a thing, I remember I used to, I went into the back line, I would kill Diana with my blade, right? Dash up to her, pull the blade, cut her twice. If I didn't get nanoed, a lot of time I got nanoed. And then I was like, okay, cool, there's not really anyone here. Maybe I could see the DPS, maybe I could kill him. So let's just say I killed the DPS as well. So Soldier, for example, again, I just either closed a gap by dashing to him, or I walked up to him, cut him twice with sword. And then I'm like, okay, cool, there are like a bunch of tanks that's fighting my tanks up in main group. So I'll dash back to my team, and I'll use the rest of my blade, maybe 3 cuts of my blade, to cut the tanks. It might not kill anyone, but a lot of time my team will have been able to deal enough damage that it can actually kill someone, or at least it will be 3 cuts that's like 360 damage, just like boom, right onto you as follow-up damage, right? So that's one of the ways you can do it. If you, for example, right now dive is of course the thing, so let's change that to dive. You kill the Mercy, because Mercy has to die very early on. You kill the Mercy with the blade. You might even kill, one more of the DPS or something like that, because go for squishy targets when you can. And then you don't see anyone else. For some reason, you don't see anyone else. So then you dash back to your team, and then you see the Winston. Okay, he has been taking maybe 100 damage, and you have maybe 2 cuts left. Okay, cool. I'll just pump those 2 cuts straight into the Winston or into the Diva, and either demake the Diva or help kill the Winston. Get him low. So I'm helping my team out with the rest of the follow-up damage, because go after squishy targets first unless it's very urgent. Sometimes you can go after a high charge Zarya, especially if you know she's close or has grab. You can blade, and then you can actually go after the Zarya herself. Again, then it's just going up to her and just cutting. No dashing, nothing. It's just walking up and just spamming your left click on her. Because, then she's a high charge Zarya is essentially a godlike DPS with a lot of HP, and her graviton is broken. So that is really all I have, for the Dragonblade. So just please remember, the Swift Strike is only used for kill securing or positioning. It's not used for anything else really, except the couple of exceptions I mentioned. So if you do that, if you keep calm and just make sure you don't spam your dash, you should be good. You should be able to get way more consistent DPS. Of course, you need to be good at actually landing dashes and getting them close to them and not dashing through them and stuff like that. But besides that, you should be much better with Dragonblade. It takes probably some time to get used to, but I believe that you can do that. So If you like this video, then press like and dislike if you didn't like it, and drop down your opinion. If you have any tips and tricks that you like to do with your Dragonblade, then drop those down in the comment. I didn't cover initialization with Dragonblade today. That's something for another video. It's always nice if you want to share this with someone or a community or something like that, so we can get more people can get better with the Dragonblades. I believe people are good in the video game. They enjoy it way more. So, you know, it's always nice if you share it. I'm just going to ask you to, if you have anyone that you can share it, it's always nice. As always, follow me on Twitch, link down in the description, Twitter, link down in the description, and join the Discord community. It's an amazing community with great stuff, a great meme spamming channel, and you can look for group, you can submit coaching videos, sometimes talk to me when I'm online in there, and so on. Enjoy the discussion. So I hope I see you on the Discord community, my Twitch streams, and I hope you like the video. As always, guys, stay positive and keep the enemy in your crosshair.